Look at this. You're like just one man. Oh,
I put Gold Bond on my nuts, and I'm alive. I wish everybody else was. D'Anthony, look at you.
I'm so relaxed right now.
So, Vince, for those of you who don't know, I feel like I shit heel even introducing him. It's Vincent Marcus.
That's
He's one
me.
of your favorites.
Thanks, man.
You've been on since day one. You've been
I'm
day one homie, dude.
I'm a day oneer.
Day 2, technically, I think, right?
Yeah, Nuke the Ruse.
Was it
dude.
a number
Nuke
2 or was it
the
number
Ruse
3?
episode?
Nuke the Ruse, was that number 2 or number?
I think it was 2 or 3, right?
I forget. You've been
Because
on a
Pegging
million
Explained
times.
is 1.
Yeah.
Nuke the Ruse, I think, is 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
one of the first.
I still get DMs about that, by the way.
Do you really?
People
I
still
still
post
do.
memes about it in
Yeah.
the fucking groups and shit.
That's
Nuke the
fucking
Ruse.
hilarious,
Yeah, like
dude.
maybe like once every month or two, I'll get like Nuke the Ruse. And
Well,
I'm like,
Australia was on fire earlier this year, so everybody was posting memes.
Yeah,
then,
definitely could be that.
Do you remember that happening? All of
No.
Australia burned down?
No, dude. No.
Billions of animals died? Nobody remembers that shit.
Nobody
Yeah.
remembers any of that because of how fucked up it is right now.
Yeah.
That no one even cares about Australia was on fire.
Like literally a billion animals
oh,
died.
do you guys hear that aliens exist?
yeah.
Or maybe you didn't.
No.
No,
They breezed by that.
buried it.
Buried it.
It's hard to pay attention when everybody in the government and Hollywood is raping children. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it for all for today. We'll be back. And on that note, that's the show.
Yeah.
So go.
By the way, we did an interview this morning, and there is a lot of chatter about it right now.
Yeah.
I was unaware.
Unaware in what capacity?
So I knew about Spacey and Weinstein and all these other guys.
yeah.
Right? There was some new ones that have come to light. They're like heavy rumors.
Yeah.
That are
Okay.
really fucking.
And
shocking.
usually heavy rumors coming out of Hollywood, because it's an industry, the rumor thing is an industry. Usually if something gets traction like that, it's probably true. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like
I'm
stuff
talking-
does stuff
we've heard
doesn't
the
exist
same
that long.
names now for the past 3 or 4 weeks in a row
Yeah.
where I was like, no.
Are we saying these names or no?
Yeah. So look, it was
You're
fine.
like, yeah, we're doing it.
Matt Belinsky was on this morning on Ross Patterson Revolution, and he was the one who's telling me, and I was like, hey, man, here's the name that keeps popping up for me that I have a hard time believing.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that for the past like few months.
But doesn't he look like a fucking Uncle Touchy's Puzzle Basement
No,
tour
dude.
director?
Dude,
He's
he's
not.
he's America's dad.
No.
Yes.
No, yeah, he's like, oh, he's you know.
The size of his ears and nose make me think pedophile, to be honest. I don't
Is
know.
there a correlation between
No,
ears
I think
and nose?
I think that's like basically phrenology, which is totally not real.
yeah,
Right.
for the study of the bumps on the
skull,
head.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nonsense. But it there is a study. There's actually a number of studies that show that the average human being can look at a person's face and tell a male's face and tell if they're gay or not. Like 83% accuracy, picking gay males out of a lineup of people that are otherwise indistinguishable.
You and I were 100% today at lunch.
Yeah.
we had a lunch meeting today, and I 100% leaned over to these guys. They were having dirty martinis, and it was about noon.
Yeah.
Noon 30, right?
Yeah, a new
And-
30 martini.
Yeah, noon 30, a dirty
No,
martini.
it was
yeah.
like double dirties, and they were just chugging them.
Yeah, I mean-
like he's pouring the last sip of one into the next glass.
Correct.
That kind of
Really?
situation.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know who used to do that back in the days? Just a good old-fashioned gay man who doesn't care in about the middle of the afternoon. So I leaned over, and I go,
He's not gonna get bitched at by his wife when he goes home.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
'Cause, like a straight guy can't get away with that, where it's just
Sure.
like, oh, hey, he has to be with his boyfriend doing
Yeah.
this right now in the middle of the afternoon. So I leaned over, and I was like, hey, man, are you guys drinking dirty martinis at noon? And he goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, we both are. And he goes,
yeah.
Like, we're also going home together.
Yeah.
And they they open mouth kiss in front of us, and I was like, oh, all right, we nailed it.
And then
Nice.
the waiter
today.
came over and just laid down on the table, took his pants. It was weird. It was a weird restaurant.
Huh.
Yeah.
It had a good
Was
view
this
of
a
the
strip?
city.
Was it a
though.
strip club?
No, it's just a normal place.
Okay.
Normal place.
Yeah,
Normal,
but it's
yeah.
COVID.
yeah.
COVID.
A $4,000 bill for lunch.
Yeah.
But I will say this, because of COVID now, everybody's going to these extra steps. So like today's restaurant, not only did they have masks on, but then they had the face shield.
The
on top
welding
of it.
mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they get the welding mask on top of it, and it's just like, hey man, we're gonna just double dip or whatever. So they come over and ask what you want.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're just like, oh yeah. Like, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
Dan, you finally were just like, hey man, speak the fuck up.
I don't want to be rude, but we've got shit to do. I need to get my
We
food
do.
out.
You
Yeah,
can't hear. You
That's
can't do anything.
My
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
somebody needs to like fucking Elon Musk. What are you doing, guy? Create us a Darth Vader helmet for fucking wait staff, so you can hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Or Daft Punk, like, how cool would a Daft Punk one be? Because it's like it's a passive microphone, so whenever you start talking, that's when it comes on, right? So they're not going to hear you breathing and shit. But as soon as you start talking, the passive microphone kicks in like a low level, like a 20% audio level of a Daft Punk song where they're talking.
Oh,
Be
nice.
dope as fuck,
So that's what Dan wants.
That's what I want.
If we're
I think
gonna-
Dan's the only one that wants that.
Hang
I
on.
am, yeah. I don't even like
started
Daft
to-
Punk.
But I started to warm to it because it was like, all right, if you're going to wear a mask and then the welding shields and all that other shit. By the way, the restaurant was packed.
Yeah.
No one else was wearing a face mask.
Yeah.
And I
You
was
guys
like,
outside seating, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a
On
rooftop, yeah.
rooftop.
A rooftop,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So if you have a rooftop or you have outside seating, you're allowed to do it. Otherwise,
Sure.
you can't inside the restaurant. It still doesn't matter. It was
Yeah.
still squared off, and there was fucking 900 of us in there.
Sure.
But if I had the waiter come up and just start singing "One More Time," like
Yeah.
I would be fucking amped about it.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
So I think that's the next step of just wearing a robot head, and then you take that off. I'd rather be communicated through that than a dirty mask that was made by your child, and then
Yeah,
some
yeah,
form
yeah.
of welding mask over that.
Yeah, it's weird.
There was a few days where we could actually eat inside. We went to Casa Vega, Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had gloves, the welding masks. They had huge masks with the vents, and then they brought us our utensils. There was plastic utensils, plastic plates. I was like,
What the
fuck are we
fuck?
doing here, man?
Yeah.
Why are
What's-
were they
what's the
changing
point?
gloves every time they went to a different table? Because otherwise, those gloves are fucking pointless.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but I don't think so.
Like if a doctor doesn't go get kitted up for surgery, do heart surgery, and then walk over to the other thing. Oh, I already got gloves on. It's cool. Let's get back in there. Right? That's not how that works.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Sorry, these things aren't fucking magical. They're
Yeah, yeah.
goddamn
No,
gloves.
and it's all. I mean, to me, man, it's all a crack of shit. And you know, you and I were talking before we got on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
About the homeless and everything else. Like, there is a million other places to get COVID here. It is not going to be on the rooftop of a place that we had a
Yeah.
$300 lunch at.
Exactly.
That's not the fucking place for it. So
No.
the reason why you're all kitted up for all this shit doesn't make any sense to me.
Sure.
But it is what it is. And
I
want to
know what it's like at
fight
Encore
through it.
Beach Club in Vegas right now. Like, what are they doing? Because these women make their money by being hot. And
They're closed.
Hanging out with Persian
No,
dudes.
they're done.
Yeah,
They're shut down.
They're on hiatus.
But are they going on the cruises still? Are the Instagram influencer women still going on the?
No, there's no cruises.
Yeah.
There's no
But like
cruises,
out on
nothing.
the yachts, I mean.
Oh.
Like, are the Saudi princes still able to hire these American Instagram influencers to come
Yes,
bang
but
them?
they're shipping them overseas.
Like in Connexes and shit?
No, in private jets.
Oh, wow.
So this is a real thing.
Are you sure Wayfair's
we
not
can
involved
fucking
somehow?
talk about it? You're an influencer, right?
I don't identify as an influencer.
Yeah, but he's been banging fucking Persian dudes for years. On
Yeah.
on
yeah.
yachts,
Yeah.
So,
But
what-
that's
how
for
you-
fun.
'cause
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
How many Instagram followers do you have? You have a lot.
Over 600.
600.
Yeah.
Is it? It's at Vincent Marcus.
Yeah.
Great. Let's get him to 1 million. Let's get
Yeah.
Vincent to 1 million.
Give me to a million.
Your shit
man.
is so fucking funny.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
I
you're
appreciate that.
you're one of the
best.
best there is. And
Thank you.
but a lot of these guys will just look at Instagram accounts online, pick out their favorite models,
Yeah.
and then go through their representation. Because usually it has some form of like shitty management where it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, firebarns.org.
It's
you know?
angelfire.com
At
management.
Angel Fire.
yeah. And so what they're doing is it is like Tinder for rich people where they're just looking at their favorite Instagram
Like no.
models.
This next. This one here.
That's
Wow.
that's pretty close
awesome.
to a win-win in my opinion.
Yeah.
As
Is
long
it?
as long as the women aren't getting abused, I mean they're like in their fucking early 20s. So as long as they're not getting fucking beaten and thrown off the side of the ship,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck,
They're
man.
not, but you still get to fuck like some fat Persian dude who's just got oil money.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
there
like-
there are women in America that are fucking like old white dudes that aren't even that rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
No,
at least
I-
older white dudes. At least they're fucking stepping their game up and get that international money. You know
I,
what I mean?
I guess.
It's important,
The
brother.
international money.
Yeah, we're repatriating dollars.
oil
right now.
money.
We're bringing money back into the country. These women are patriots. They're heroes.
How do we keep America
doing a service.
great if we're not spending here at home? It's every rich tycoon out there. Start buying influencers. Like,
Yeah, for
off-
Start
sure.
buying,
from
start
America.
buying your influencer woman domestically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
stop. Enough of them Russian mail order bride. Let's get women from Iowa and shit.
Yeah.
Just get them out of there. Iowa doesn't even exist.
They don't exist. Idaho's going through coronavirus now for the first time.
Really?
Get the fucking girls off the potato fields.
Yeah.
And then get them.
Got that potato farm grip
Do they
strength.
grow on trees or is it
Yeah.
a field of potatoes?
They
No.
grow on the ground.
Oh, they're on the ground. Yeah.
That's why it's called a root vegetable because
Yeah.
of the.
Get them.
Jesus.
Stop digging
How
potatoes.
do you not know how potatoes grow, dude?
Never saw it.
You know what? Same. I don't. I just,
You
Yeah.
cut off slices of the potato and throw it into the ground. That's it. And you
Really?
put fertilizer on it. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Potato is its own seed. Those little eyes that grow out of it when it gets old.
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
are the seeds, basically.
Interesting.
You learn something new every day, don't you?
Well,
Wow.
this is something you
So
should
this
learn.
is something you should have learned.
Like in the 3rd grade, you should have known this.
I don't think I remember covering this though.
No.
Where did you
I
grow up?
remember
You
doing
grew up here
cursive,
in California, right?
cursive, and
Does anybody
you
even know how to write in cursive anymore?
As I was thinking, dude.
I do.
I mean, I know how to
I
write in
don't.
cursive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
do.
do. But like,
I wrote a check the other day.
are kids being taught cursive today?
I hope not. What's the fucking point?
It's a great question. So my kid is 6. He just went through kindergarten.
Sure.
So he's learning normal letters, not cursive yet.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that step is going to happen.
No, cursive is fucking completely useless.
Yeah, that's like teaching
That
someone
shit
how
that
to
was
write
made
with a
of-
feather pen.
Yeah, like
Right.
the English were like, oh, let's make it look cool. Now get the fuck out of here. We threw your tea in the harbor, bitch, and I'm writing and print. Get fucked.
Yeah.
We fought a war over this. It
Fuck
was all
your tea
about
and fuck
writing
your
in cursive.
handwriting.
I don't want your goddamn metric system bullshit. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Let's-
I think
we
I
should
think
find
you
an
have to
English
know it
version.
just out of like safety of like, oh hey, if the world shuts down for like another Y2K, can you write to people and shit like that?
Why do you need to write in cursive, though?
I don't know. I just feel like that's the classier, like more business way of doing it.
No, the business way is to not draw dicks all over the paper, which is what I usually do.
Sure.
Is if you get a piece of paper from me without a dick on it, that is the most professional you can expect from me.
Wow. You're a serial dick drawer.
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Every dude is. Every human being is. It's not even dudes, it's women too. Ask any person that's over the age of 12, male or female, and probably don't ask a 12-year-old girl to draw a dick, by the way.
Yeah. I'm
Unless
not
you
gonna
want
do
to
that.
fucking hang out with Chris D'Elia. So,
Oh,
hey, I
boy.
didn't. I'm not the one that did
Hey,
it,
bro.
man.
You know?
Boy.
No,
Hey.
it actually seems like he didn't technically do
You
it.
know,
No, Vince
illegal.
does it, Chris D'Elia.
Hey. Yeah, for sure, bro. Hey. Didn't know how old she was, bro. You know? Hey. Yo, but it's weird, man. Like when I first saw that come out, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the facts.
He's definitely a douchey dude, but I don't think it doesn't seem like he did anything illegal, right?
No, I think so. Yeah, he's always had the reputation of being like some sort of like Lothario, ladies' man type of hedonistic lifestyle living person.
Sure.
But I think he's smart enough not to do that. So like, I don't know if you saw, but his team released something in response to this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, oh no, she only included one part of the conversation, being like, oh, I'm
Right, yeah.
16.
Yeah.
And then she didn't include his response was like, oh, sorry, you're too young. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like all his agents and everything
Yeah.
dropped him because of that shit. But now it's all this is seeing the light now of him responding.
Yeah,
to-
it's super fucked up.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
it
people are
happened
so
like that.
reactive on a
Every
headline, dude. Like,
Buddy
Yeah.
fucking dropped him. I mean,
I
his
know.
agents and managers fired
Agents
him.
It's because he's a white
All
dude.
of his friends.
It's because he's a white dude. Nick Cannon's still got a job.
you know,
Yeah.
he's got Mass Singer.
Yeah.
He's got Mass Singer.
Like
How?
that's unfucking believable.
How?
That this guy still has a job.
I don't know.
It's
He's got Mass
crazy.
Singer, but did he at Viacom? Viacom.
Yeah,
dropped him.
Viacom
Viacom
dropped him.
CBS dropped him from
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is Viacom Wild and Out?
They
Viacom?
are. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Viacom owns all that shit. VH1, MTV,
Sure.
Comedy Central, Nickelodeon. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bunch of his shit over the years.
Sure.
But yeah, the only one who said no was Fox. They were like, no, we believe his apology.
And
We-
good
yeah,
for
that's
them
fine.
because it seems like he didn't actually. I mean, look. If you want to judge a guy for being a shitty husband, maybe you can fire him. Or if you want to judge him for being a poon hound, but that's like you're getting rid of every dude that's ever existed in Hollywood. At that
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's-
Or
he-
every stand-up comedian that's ever joked about, like,
Yeah.
like, oh, the Jews run this, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's a running joke. The stereotype obviously might have said it. in
You
a
can
weird
joke
way.
about it,
You can
sure.
joke about it, but
but
like,
you can't say it like.
Yeah, dude,
can't say it
that's,
like
and
that.
that's the problem with today, dude. Like, no
Yeah.
one cares about intent anymore. No one gives a
Yeah.
fuck about intent. It's just
No.
it's just content. You take it out of
Yeah.
context.
You
Everything.
have to be able to determine the difference though, because what Nick Cannon did is basically a hard R. You know what I mean? Like he didn't say a soft A. He went hard R with his fucking description of the Jewish conspiracy shit.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
can definitely dance around that issue. Jewish comedians have been talking about that for fucking 60 years.
Yeah.
They've been making fun of that forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? And so
Yeah.
is everybody else. Fucking Richard Pryor used to land at that shit all the time.
Sure.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, so Nick Cannon, I think he deserves to be canceled. Chris D'Elia, I don't know. The weird thing about his
It doesn't seem
his
like
whole
it.
sitch to me
Yeah.
is that his friends didn't call back. Like there was another podcast that I was listening to where
It's the
a friend of Chris D'Elia's had said Whitney Cummings, who
Yeah,
put him on the show and
yeah,
everything
yeah.
else, had originally reached out to him and said, "Look, here's my lawyer. Here's how to take care of all this," and blah 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 blah. And then 2 days later, turned around and dropped a statement just saying, "I stand with women and I fucking hate this," and blah blah blah. And I was
Oh,
like, "Whoa."
This is the world we live in. You have to go fucking 100 miles that way or 100 miles that way
Yep.
to
There's-
be relevant and feel accepted in society,
Sure.
right? It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like you can't not take a position on something. Like,
Oh,
what,
yeah.
what do you
if
not
if
care
you're
about
like,
people?
No, I'm just kind of this. Like, they're like, what? Pick a side. Pick the right side.
Yeah.
Pick my side.
Be on the right
Yeah.
side of history.
Yeah.
Why don't you get on the right side of this dick?
Yeah.
How about that?
Ooh,
Well, yeah,
right
but if
side
it-
of the dick, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
The right side of the dick. There you go.
We high
Sorry, I'm
five
so
here.
used to COVID.
No, we're not doing
I'm
any of
COVID
this
doing
shit.
that.
No,
We're
we,
COVID
squeezing
bumping.
hands,
we
we're
touch
intertwining
hands.
fingers,
We're gonna
everything.
fucking intertwine fingers. We're gonna curl our dicks together like that medical alert bracelet.
Yeah. Goddamn right. Two
Like the-
snakes
what is-
wrapped up,
Is
dude.
that like what is that symbol? Is it just
It's
the
for medicine. It's like two
yeah.
snakes
Yeah,
coiled
it's like
around
two
each other.
snakes
I
on a
don't
pole.
know. Yeah.
I think you're good like that.
snakes on a pole?
I have
But
no
what
idea.
I
it
don't
means.
understand is why he didn't do a podcast or do somebody else's podcast or go on Rogan to explain what was going on. If he's innocent, right?
You mean Delia?
yeah.
Yeah.
Silence.
Why?
Silence
I'm-
is
if
usually
you're
not good.
innocent-
I know, but
Justin
like,
Bieber, because Justin Bieber was 2 days afterwards, if you remember this, and Justin Bieber immediately said, "Fuck you, this isn't true." Hired lawyers, and he's suing the shit out of that girl.
sure.
So that's the difference there. Where it was
Yeah.
just
Maybe
like,
D'Elia's
hey,
doing that too. Maybe he's weighing his options
I think
right
he's,
now.
and
Who
he might
knows?
be just. I don't know if he was a creeper and tried to groom underage girls. Fuck him, right?
Right.
Well,
But
if he
also if he didn't, he might be just chilling, laying low, getting the advice of his
Yeah.
super rich, successful producer father,
Yeah.
and just being like, he's pretty well connected in
Don't
Hollywood,
you
so,
think-
like, I'm wondering if that's the best move or I don't know.
who's his dad?
His dad did I want to say, oh my god, I know he produced what was it? How to Get Away with Murder, I think.
Really?
Ah, well.
I think maybe that
It's a pretty successful show.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
very
you could
successful.
definitely sit down with the writers for
No,
a minute,
no,
you know, and be like, "Hey, man,
yeah.
How can we get a?
so
You know what?
I got a little
wanna
problem."
I want to fact check that real quick because I want to make sure that because if that is actually true, I think that's pretty funny.
what
if
if
it is, that would be amazing. I'm like,
Yeah.
so I've got a problem here,
don't you think?
Dad.
Don't you think if there were a litany of fucking 16 and 17-year-old girls out there that fuck Chris D'Elia or sent him nudes and he knew their age and all this shit, they
Yeah.
would be coming out of the fucking woodworks in
Yeah.
the press right now? Because it always happens like that.
Yeah.
One domino falls and everybody. And look, you could say that you could make the argument that like, no, they're going through the courts, they're keeping it private. None of these, like, if you're a fucking 16, 17-year-old girl and your parents allow you to fucking do all this shit, your parents aren't fucking good parents.
No.
You know what I mean? That's just
No.
how it is. So they're not fucking. There's no way they're keeping it silent. They think they're the next mom of Honey Boo Boo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's like,
yeah.
oh, here's my kid. Fucking do what you want. Give me some money. Hell yeah. By the way, did you see that article 2 weeks ago that her mom, Honey Boo Boo's mom, had a $2,500 a day meth habit?
Yeah.
Do you know how much methamphetamine that's?
A lot of meth.
Wow,
That's
dude.
like almost a half an ounce of meth a day.
and she still was that big.
well, she got smaller over
she got
time.
skinny.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She gets skinny, so
Well, I wouldn't say skinny. She looks like if Bigfoot got shaved and all his skin stretched out. That's what she looks like now.
Okay.
And she walks like that too. So
yeah.
it
But
makes sense.
she lost like 2 people. She lost like 300 pounds.
Yeah, I saw the last episode or the last 10
Yeah.
minutes of that like Fat to Fit or whatever.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
on.
yeah.
So, dude, let me show you. Bill D'Elia. This is his dad, Bill D'Elia.
Yeah.
So we got The Feud, Courthouse, Chicago Hope, Ally McBeal, Miracles, The Practice, Boston Legal.
Oh, shit.
American Animal, Wonder Woman, TV, Harry's Law, Crazy Ones. So he's
So he got in one of those
Holy
streamlines.
shit. So
what?
Yeah,
what's
he produced those?
yeah. His
what's
dad's
homeboy's
pretty,
name from Chicago Fire?
Oh, shit. Michael Brandt.
Yeah,
He's,
Brandt.
He created that show. He's been on this show before.
That's
we
kinda
called
like
the show Chicago Everything because he created
Yeah.
Chicago MD, Chicago Fire. And then the third
Yeah.
Chicago show, what
Yeah.
are they, fucking doctors or lawyers or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
And then
Who knows?
now they cross over, and I'm like, hey, man, what's with Chicago? Like,
But yeah,
if they did a show where kids were getting murdered every
They
day,
should
I'd
make a
understand it.
wire type. HBO should make a wire type show in Chicago. Why is never?
They did. So Showtime did it. It's called
Well-
The Shy. It's out right now.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah.
any
It's
good?
very good.
Really? See,
Very,
I
I haven't
haven't
seen
seen
it.
it.
yeah.
I haven't seen it.
That
Yeah.
sounds. I would totally watch that.
Really fucking good, but it's one of those where you watch it and you're like, oh man, it's heavy.
What's
Every
it like in
week is
Chicago,
heavy, man.
organized crime wise? Is it like that, or is it something else going
No,
on?
it's south side of Chicago, so it's pretty much inner city, like that type of vibe where you're just like, all right,
Yeah. The inner city vibe.
people are getting killed, and
Yeah.
yeah.
but
it's
there's
not it's not the fun like Chicago Wrigley, like
Yeah,
fat
yeah,
guys
it's not
getting
Wrigley
drunk eating
vibe.
sausage.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fucking organized crime in Chicago.
I think there is.
Like in the
too.
Wicker Park area, there's a bunch of fucking Polish organized crime. It's weird as shit. Like, who the fuck knew Polish organized crime was even a thing?
I
didn't
did
know.
not.
I didn't know they were even.
He
doing
didn't know
shit over
potatoes grew under the ground.
That's
No.
true.
Neither did I.
Neither
So
did
you
either.
want to talk about Polish organized crime?
here. Yeah,
You know, you're the guy.
it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird in Chicago.
It is.
And the aldermen there they're like the city councilors essentially. They have immense power in their districts. They're almost like sheriffs and shit.
I will say
Fucked
that
up.
I have gone to Chicago, and I will say that I went to someone's place that owned a bar, and the rumor was that the guy was connected, either mob or
Probably,
some
yeah.
or whatever you're talking about,
Yeah.
organized crime. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, that's a thing. I mean, at least my experience. I did go to some place like that when I was doing,
Really?
yeah, I was doing some pilot out there, but yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't like hey, come over here, sit down. It wasn't
Yeah.
Do you think The
wasn't like
Sopranos
that.
ruined mob shows? Like, can anybody make a successful mob show again?
It's tough.
Because that's the thing you're going to be judged against forever.
And when you
Yeah,
have
at this
something
point.
that great and you're up against that forever, if it doesn't live up to that, like The Irishman is a perfect example.
Yeah,
It came out
yeah.
like because of Sopranos, and I watched The Irishman, and even though it was, Scorsese and
Yeah,
De Niro
yeah,
and all
yeah.
these guys, it didn't have as much stakes, I guess, as The Sopranos.
Sure.
I was just bored to death, man. It was 3 hours, and I watched
Yeah,
it. It's
3
one of
hours
those
and
movies-
15, something like that.
Yeah, it was one of those movies you watch and you're like, oh man, that was really good.
It'll pull you
you're
in.
like, never watch that
I-
again.
You're like, I appreciate that.
But
Never again.
no one will talk to you about it in the streets either. Of like,
Yeah.
oh man, did you see The Irishman?
Yeah,
Well, here's
yeah.
what everybody talked about. You start to get pulled into the story, and all of a sudden you see Bobby D, who's like 7,000 years old, kicking
Yeah.
some dude in the street, and it looks like he's about to have to fucking hit his life alert bracelet. You know what I mean?
The CGI was crazy in that movie.
Yeah,
where
it
you're
was
like-
almost distracting for me.
It
Like,
was, yeah.
It was distracting.
It was like uncanny valley
I was like,
kind of
Yeah.
situation.
oh,
Like,
okay. It looked like I was watching a video game. Like
It's
how-
what
it's
my
almost
wife
like how,
said, yeah.
how good video game graphics have gotten versus to how the age progression or degression, whatever they were doing.
Yeah,
It looked like a video game. It looked like, yeah, that was interesting.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I want to talk about you on America's Got Talent, dude.
Yeah, man.
That was fucking huge, man.
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
Because I saw it on your Instagram, and I
Yeah.
thought it was a joke.
and I love
Yeah.
when people fucking first get into
Like, dude, I thought you were a joke, bro.
no, not that. But
No, I'm kidding.
you're always doing cool shit
Yeah.
at all of these
Yeah.
famous places. I feel like that. I
Yeah.
felt like maybe you were co-hosting or something like that, and I was like, oh, you're on the fucking show, dude.
Yeah, on the show. Yeah.
And you crushed.
I
Thanks,
like when
man.
people get introduced to your talent for the first time. I like seeing that because it's like they're like, oh, this guy kind of does impressions and shit. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
this
yeah.
before, but it's really fucking not like anything you've seen before. If you
Yeah.
guys haven't seen him, you should go check his shit out.
Yeah.
please
The
do.
impressions are great, but the writing and style and flow is also really good too. Like
Yeah.
you've got both. Any idiot like fucking Frank Caliendo could do impressions,
Yeah.
but he could not do what you do. And maybe
No.
you couldn't do what he does either. But he
Sure,
certainly,
no, yeah,
he
Frank-
certainly couldn't do what you do.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
there is a great place for it, and like, dude, I love impressionists, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's difficult to do, and it's hard to be good at it, as you've
Sure.
seen. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody comes up and they have their own impressions, and you're like, oh Christ.
Yeah, no,
I
a lot
can't-
of
I
it's
can't
like
hear it.
a lot of it was like people like, oh hey, can you do a Family Guy impression for my Snapchat or whatever? Can you do a Family Guy impression for this?
Put that
Can
shit
you
on
do this?
Cameo, son.
Yeah. No, I'm on Cameo too. It's been pretty it's
Yeah.
pretty sick. Yeah. But no, yeah, man, it was a really good. It was. I'm still on the show.
I know you're still on the show, so
Yeah.
let me ask you what the process was like, because you were there what appeared to be pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
So
yeah.
it was packed.
Yeah, it was packed.
It looked like they hold maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people in that place.
Is
Is it that big?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And so you go up on stage, right?
Yeah.
Terry Crews is
Yeah,
back there
man.
with you, and then you go up and it's Simon fucking Cowell.
Yeah.
How trippy is that? Where you're like,
It was
hey man,
It was pretty trippy. I will say, I got paired up with this guy who was on the show with me as well, and he got X'd out right in front of me. So like before going on stage, I saw him get X'd out, and like I was like, all right, and they were like dabbing my head of sweat. And they're like, oh, we need Vincent over here in the back. We need to do some B-roll. He's like, no, he's going on in 30 seconds. And so all this chatter was happening, and I saw my vision start to go like tunnel vision. I was like, oh fuck, dude, I'm gonna pass out. And then I feel this large, comforting hand on my shoulder. It was Terry Crews. He goes, I got you. Don't worry. And I was like, okay. He's like, just breathe, man. Just breathe.
That dude takes.
And I was like, okay, yeah. Immediately, I felt fine. When Terry Crews has your back,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
fine.
I feel like he takes, those, vitamin B injections, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he eats his cereal with that in the morning.
Yeah.
Like he just fills a bowl up with that shit and dumps his fucking Frosted Flakes on top and has at it. I think that's how it is.
that's
Yeah,
a great
man.
Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
have you heard you do it?
He's so excited and positive all the time.
Yeah, and man, no, he was like, he was such an awesome dude, like such an awesome dude just to chill and hang out with. He's like, hey, Vincent, how are you, man? Just very like, just very into you, very like. But when he put his hand on my shoulder, he's like, don't worry, man, I got you. Breathe. And I was like, he could see that I was nervous,
Yeah.
visibly nervous. But once he did that, it all went away, and I went out there and just just killed it, dude. It's fun.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, Vincent went out. You did stand up. You did impressions.
Yeah.
Did you close with Eminem?
So no, I didn't do stand up. I just did basically what I do online, just like impressions of like I did rappers singing kid songs.
Yes,
So
that's it.
I started with Eminem. Then I went to Snoop Dogg. Then I went to what was it? Snoop Dogg. Oh, Pitbull. Then
Oh yeah, Pitbull.
Yeah.
That was good.
yeah, Pitbull. Then I think like the Rapper's Delight. You
Yep.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
Ha, that motherfucker right there.
Yeah.
So that, and then closed with Eminem again. But
Yeah.
at the end, I was like, "Yo, Simon, what do you think of the rhyming, dog? I'm out." And then Simon, I put my hand up. I don't know why I did that, dude. Like it was a weird moment to me because like I was like, I just finished it. I was like, "Oh fuck, I actually did nail this." So I was like, I did the hand. I was like, "Oh wait, maybe."
Am I black? Are we
Yeah, I was
allowed
like-
to do
I was
No,
that?
it's like you're gonna get like fucking James Harden. He wears a T-shirt. He thinks it's cool, and everybody's like, "What are you fucking making a political statement?" Is
Oh
that-
no, it wasn't
The mask.
Oh, it's the
It was
mask.
the
Yeah.
mask,
It
yeah.
was the.
He was like, I didn't know what the
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck that meant.
The weird
Yeah.
thing is you called it
I knew exactly
the
what
day
happened.
before. He goes,
Immediately,
when he called his shit, he goes, I guarantee you didn't know what that fucking mask meant.
yeah, he just thought it looked
Guarantee it.
cool.
So,
That's fine.
so you,
Which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Gives
To
a
do
shit.
it-
It's fine.
And
Who
it's
gives a
fine if
shit?
he wants to support police or
Yeah.
fucking wear a.
all of it blew
I don't
over.
give a shit.
Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's bigger things to worry about.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
afterwards,
like
you-
all of Hollywood and DC raping children.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. And with that, we'll be right back.
Yeah, we will.
And also
definitely get
about
to that.
raping children.
A word from our
Definitely want to
sponsors.
hear about
Now, a word from our
Vincent on
sponsors.
America's Got Talent. But Dan, Jesus, save the rape for the end of the show.
Save the rape for the end, dude.
So you go out there, you crush. Simon Cowell and all those guys are
Simon
giving you praise.
Yeah, man. So Simon, all them stood up. So when I got out there, I started to do Eminem. Like the 3 seconds, everyone stood up, which was insane to me because like I didn't know how it was going to be if it was going to be well
You
received.
do the best Eminem impression I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Ever,
Thank you.
ever.
It's not even close. It's
Thank
like
you.
honestly, I've never heard anyone even come close to that.
Appreciate that. So it was well received, and they stood up. And then at the very end, you know, I did that for some reason. Again, I don't know why I did that. I just felt
Because you won the
I was like,
72
yes.
Olympics, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, man. But then, yeah, they all stood up and they all sat down, and then Simon said, "You have star quality," and I was like, "Wow, dude, thank you."
Yeah.
Yeah, and Howie was just like, "How does it feel? You're up on stage. How does it feel? It's better than likes, right? It's good to have good feedback, honest feedback from people, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it really is." He was just like, Howie's in your face. He's just like really loud and. You know, but then went to Heidi. Was like, "I just want to see what you're gonna do next. I'm excited for you." And then who else? Oh, and then
That should be your next-
Sophia
your next
Vergara.
thing.
She was like, they didn't put this in the show as a fun fact. She goes, "Vincent, where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm like half Mexican." She goes, "That's why you're so cute." But they didn't put that in the show. And then like Simon's like, "Oh, looks like you have an admirer, Vincent." Like very.
No way.
Yeah. So I was like,
Can you
I was
get the
like,
raw video from that and put it on your dating profile?
I know that'd be sick, right?
Yeah, it's good.
No, but yeah, like when I was doing the Pitbull, like when everyone stood up, I was like, "Oh, I'm relaxed now. I'm fine."
Yeah.
So like I didn't have it in my head, but when I was doing Pitbull, I was like doing dances, and I pointed to Sofia Vergara, and she's like this, like doing all this shit, and I was like, "All right, that's cool," you know. But yeah, so it was a good time, man. Overall, it was really well received, you know. Yeah, and it was this. I haven't told this to anybody actually, but after the show, I went to the holding area for contestants.
Mm-hmm.
This, I'd say 60, 65-year-old guy, dressed in a leather jacket, comes up to me. He's like, "Hi, mate, Simon wants to see you." You know? So
Really?
it was like Simon's like
Handler.
roadie or like
Yeah.
handler, but it's like, "Hi, man, Simon wants to see
He's
you."
probably a former SAS guy or something knowing Simon. It's probably a military dude that's fucking cruising around
Could be.
being his bodyguard.
I don't know, but he took me backstage. My producer and that guy took me backstage. Simon was out there having a smoke,
Yep.
you know, just hanging out, and he was just like, "Vincent, thank you so much for doing the show. Thank you, so talented. You're if there's a spot for you in Vegas, I know it." Like he just pulled me aside.
Really?
And was like, "Yeah." He was talking to me. He was like, "Dude," he was like, "We're really happy to have you on the show." So it was really, really cool for him to pull me aside like that.
That's a good. Can you do angry Simon too? Because that's a good impression.
I
you're
thought
doing
that was
there.
absolutely dreadful. I mean, that's just like that's not about
He doesn't
angry.
get heated. Yeah,
Yeah, he
sure,
doesn't really get heated. It's like
he
that's
just says
terrible.
horrible things with a straight face. or-
Yeah.
Just-
But yeah, dude. So like he pulled me aside and he said that, and the producer's like, "That never happens." So good for you.
That's amazing.
That's
bro.
great,
Yeah,
man.
man. And he's the general. He owns the whole thing.
That's
He
not
does.
surprising.
Yeah.
Though. Honestly, again, particularly the Eminem thing.
Sure.
I've never heard anyone get all like you do all 3 M&Ms too.
Yeah.
Like that video you made about the progression of M&M throughout his career is
That was
so fucking great.
I remember I did that in JT's. Well, the first one I ever did was the Vine in JT's old place in
El
El
Paso,
Paso.
Yeah. Would you mind?
No, not
I
at
know
all.
you probably hate it.
No,
but
it's
we
fine.
love it. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
stage
it's so
one's
good.
like this. Talks really like with the whisper. When it starts to get pissed off, then it starts to go back to Slim Shady. But then it starts to get really pissed off and starts to scream, and that's it. That's really all it is. It's not that much. That's all it is. It's really. Yeah, but it's like he says when Eminem's talking about something important, it's like, yo, I'm gonna talk to you like this really quickly, and then it just progresses over time. You know, it's
very
like,
good.
Yeah, man.
Oh, so good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
So, have you ever auditioned for SNL?
No,
Honestly?
no.
Because you seem like you would be a really good candidate for something like that.
Sure, yeah. I'm actually gonna submit. I'm gonna submit next year. I don't know if I'm too old. I don't think that's.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they hired Mikey Day and they hired Les Dog.
Yeah,
and
Leslie
she
Jones.
was fucking 50.
She was 49
Yeah.
when they hired her. I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. I've
Yeah,
never
okay.
been a fan of her or stand up or anything. and I was
It
just
seemed
like,
it's just very one-dimensional, but it's funny. When it's funny, it's super funny.
Yeah.
not
just
to
one
me.
I love the one with the You Could Never Do Today
Yeah.
with Louis and her. Did you see that skit?
Oh yeah.
When Louis was like, "Hey, what's up, baby?" And he's like, I talk like that. I just talk like that. You know? Oh,
Only Louis
so
could get
good.
away with that, and that was pre-jack off.
That's
pretty bad.
because Louis won a fucking Emmy writing for Chris Rock, so he's got lifetime coverage. I think.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
That's basically like life insurance for the racial shit.
Yep.
basically.
yeah.
He's got a lifetime membership pass.
But when he goes on,
Him and
he
Neil
writes his own sketches and shit like that, where he's
Yeah.
like, "All right, let's push it."
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else can't do that.
Yeah.
He
So-
was one of the. I mean, I guess still is.
Him,
technically.
Chappelle.
Did you
So-
wa-
There's a
so
few other
talented.
guys.
Did you watch his recent special?
On
Yeah.
his channel?
Yes.
No, and I'm curious
I
about it because
bought it and downloaded it.
So
I was like,
here's the deal for anybody at home who doesn't know. Louis C.K. actually put out a brand new special, but he was only selling it through his website,
Yep.
and I believe it was $7. Was that
something
right?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care what it was. I bought it. I was like,
How was it? A lot of
It was-
people were asking.
dude, it was amazing.
I haven't
was
seen
amazing.
it. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
it was amazing.
So he my understanding I've heard from fans that he like kind of talks about the shit that happened, right?
Yeah, he does.
Like he just goes
I mean,
straight
I
at it.
can't do the bits, but I will say he said something to the effect of, "So, how was your guys' year?" You know what I mean?
Really?
Like,
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you ever had a bad year and just everyone hate you? You just had the whole world hate you. It just something. He just goes into it. It's really cool. And he mentioned something about jerking off too. It's fucking great, dude. Like
I've got to get it now.
No, it's
I didn't
really
know if it
funny.
would be watered down or whatever, because when Aziz Ansari came back after the Me Too, he talked about it at the opening, and then the rest of his act wasn't. It was dulled down.
Yeah. He's like, "I'm sorry. I
Yes.
did it. I'm sorry. You know, it happened. We're gonna move on."
But then
and then you know, it opened with an apology.
Yes.
What I did was wrong. I'm sorry. And then he just kind of did, "Hey, so what's the deal with airline food?" It's like, well, okay, yeah, I get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Aziz Ansari. He's great.
Yeah,
but like,
he's
you're
good.
right. When he opened with the apology, I was like, okay.
He should have done it.
It's hard to get into.
I don't think
But
he should
he-
have done it.
comedy.
He should have done it through his comedy.
Yeah,
that's what he.
either
if-
that or it should have done it in a separate avenue.
Either
versus,
way,
like, a
yeah.
Yeah,
special.
I
I
agree.
can see
don't know.
both, but if your fucking local deli pissed you off, the guy gives you a free sandwich, that makes sense as an apology.
Well,
if
actually-
a comedian does something to make me angry, I want him to use his fucking device to
Yeah.
apologize as well, because that's how he communicates most naturally with the world. That's why
Sure.
he does that job. That makes sense.
Absolutely, and I think he never said anything prior to the release of the stand-up, did he?
No,
Tweet, anything like that?
he had his statement, and
I
it
think
was,
there was a
it
PR
your
company
stock
that put a
standard.
statement out, yeah.
It was your stock standard. You know, hey,
I'm taking some time to reflect.
yeah, and I'm gonna try to learn about women better and all this other shit. And it's just
Sorry.
like, 'cause to me,
I'm gonna reflect.
yeah, because I went on. I went on air the next day, and I just said, "Look, man, there's a lot of people that you need to listen to and believe in, and all this other shit." And I was like, "This isn't one of them."
Yeah,
I was like, this was it was a bad date that was awkward that every single one of us have been through.
Yeah. Sure.
And I didn't feel like there was a need for him to apologize. Him and there was two others, Chris Hardwick and Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, yeah, Ryan
Where I
Seacrest
was just
too,
like,
yeah.
like the Chris Hardwick one, it was dating this girl for 7 years.
Yeah.
She was like, he just loved having sex, and sometimes I would just lay there, and it was like, well, I mean, you guys are dating for 7 years. Like, I've done worse shit to my wife. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Yeah,
we
like,
all have, like,
seriously, at what point? How does consent play out 7 years into a relationship? Obviously, if she
mean,
says no, it's no.
you
But
can't-
if she's
Well,
asleep,
if they don't give consent you can't do it.
you can't ever
right?
do
No,
that,
I
Dan.
got that part.
He's like, what?
But what does that mean? If you both like, there have been cases where two people come home black the fuck out that don't know each other, they bang, and then the woman like has a problem with what happened there, right?
Sure.
And it's very nuanced, that whole situation. All I'm saying is, in a fucking, let's say you're married for 10 years, like how much do I have to ask before I just slip it in?
So Dan, when you were talking about raping children in Hollywood earlier, this is where you're going down that road.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
it's the end of our careers, everyone.
So we're gonna have to make an apology video after this too, right?
Yeah, all of us.
I am completely
for Dan.
I am completely serious about this.
I understand.
We know that.
It's pretty much just a no on anything.
Yeah,
like,
no.
That's a good one to go
Like
with.
how
on
long
there.
before I could just slip it in and not ask?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you've never woken up next to a wife or girlfriend and she's still asleep and you start fucking her, you've never done that. Don't lie, because you've definitely done it. Every one of us has done it.
You know,
But there's a
asked
level of
like,
trust
hey, are
there.
you awake?
No, you don't.
Are you awake?
I get
Yeah.
consciousness. You know, you get
Yeah.
consciousness. You know.
Yep.
Do a
yep.
life check. Hit her with a temporal scanner to make sure she doesn't have COVID.
You
and get in there.
gotta get a mirror in there, so there's gotta be some breathing. Something's going on.
Or a slight
That's all.
a nod. A
Yeah,
slight,
yeah.
Just
a heavy nose.
blink if you mean yes.
You know, a heavy exhale with
An
the nose
inhale,
and a nod.
and then yeah.
See,
if
I
if
knew
they
you
inhale,
guys-
it's a no, but they have to exhale, and I think that's the whole.
Or
I
if
kn-
they're just sleeping. Maybe don't.
Yeah, you still gotta get a verbal out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not somebody breathing on a mirror.
like,
Is not
"This is new to
verbal."
me.
No, Dan.
No.
You're headed down the Me Too road, my man. That I can't go on that party train.
No, I
with
get
you.
I'm getting off here. I'm like this.
mine's in. I put mine in the prenup, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well, you have to.
You agree to all my weird shit. The end.
Sure.
Otherwise,
Sure.
get fucked.
Yeah. Well, with this one, they were just dating, and it was like maybe a first or second date for him. So
You're talking about Hardwick?
no, talking about
Sorry.
Aziz Ansari.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
So that one wasn't good enough for me.
Sure.
The Ryan Seacrest one was like, he's probably gay. Like, there's no way. He
Yeah.
doesn't have time to fuck.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
would have to have his assistant schedule something like 9 weeks out for him to have sex. So like,
Yeah.
that one.
But-
that one kind of blew over as
Even-
well.
even
And
with,
then
Louis C.K., did he do anything wrong?
so that's the biggest question that everybody has, right? Of
It's
like,
the same issue with Dan Harmon from fucking Rick and Morty. He didn't rape anybody. I don't think he sexually assaulted anybody. Even like, I don't think he sexually harassed anybody technically, not directly. What the problem is he didn't understand his power as a like famous person or a person. In Harmon's case, he was the fucking owner and producer of the show and writer of the show, and he was like hitting on this woman that was one of his subordinates all the time.
Oh, okay.
And she said later that she felt pressured to do stuff with him or hang out with him or whatever because he was her boss. Now, he didn't understand that his role in that, I guess. And I
Got
think
it.
Louis C.K. probably, at least according to the apology he gave, he's like, yeah, I didn't really... Like, I asked people genuinely, like, hey, do you mind if I fucking jerk off in front of you? But they felt compelled to say yes because of who I am, and I didn't understand that at the time. That's a whole other fucking situation
Sure.
that I don't
Yeah.
think you can get you should get canceled for if you admit that was the problem and that you were fucked up at the time, right?
Yeah.
Because that's not intent matters, like you said before.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
fucking matters. And if your intent was just to be a fucking weirdo, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
you just
Hey,
misunderstood.
mind
the
if I
fucking
jerk off on you?
circumstances.
yeah.
What if you just
And the
watched?
woman on-
Did he
like-
say that in the show?
Well, no, he. I don't think he said. I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend to even do his bits. I'm just doing his voice, kind of. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think. Like, I think what had happened was he'd asked for consent to jerk
Yeah.
off in front of girls, right?
Yeah.
And he did, and that was it, right?
Yeah, that's what I.
And Jesse
one girl
does.
was on the
Jesse's been
phone.
ranting for 2 years about that phone one. Like, just hang the goddamn phone up if you
Yeah,
didn't want to
just
hear
hang the
that
phone
shit.
up. The woman who was on the phone, she was like, he jacked off when I was on the phone. And it was just like, why
was
didn't you just hang up
traumatizing.
the
Yeah,
phone?
hang up the phone.
I don't understand. Like
Like, he
she was
wasn't
like,
standing
Bennett,
in
we
front
had a
of
40-minute conversation afterwards about notes on a show. It was like, cool. You could have just said, hey, you want to call me back or
You want to call me back when you're done?
yeah.
And how do you broach? Like, see, I pound off every time I'm on the phone, but I don't ever bring it up.
you can't?
Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how?
you
But how
can't.
would you? How do you broach that subject with particularly when it's a business call?
If it's your kink, I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
ask because that's the only way you can get off. Where it's
Sure.
just like, all right, cool. They have to know that I'm doing this,
Just
and that's
as
what's
long
gonna go down.
as long as they're awake.
What if you put one? What if you
know?
put one of those really fast caveats like they used to do with the drug commercials back in the day? You know what I mean?
Side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
right at the
that
beginning.
your answering service plays that message, and then you answer the phone. Well, the fucking service said it. You can find it on my website
Yeah.
at louisck.
Side effects may include being subjected to ejaculate.
Exactly.
Whoa.
What? I'm sorry, was that job loss?
Side effects may include being subjected to ejaculate. What? Excuse me. Interesting. Sold. That's crazy.
And job loss. Speaking of
Job
which,
loss.
we're going to lose our sponsors after the show, so we might as well say them one more time before we get thrown off the air.
Yeah, why not?
Ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. If you are a member of the military, a first responder, a teacher, and an employee of the government, they're giving you 30% off every single thing in the entire store. Mattresses, pillows, sheets, adjustable bases, that cover. If you're going to get Louis C.K. on someone, I'd get that cover because you don't want to ruin the mattress. If you're a regular civilian like myself, 25% off of everything, and every time you get a mattress, you get 2 free pillows. As always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. So go there today and get them deals. A lot of people are still quarantined. Here, there's no fucking traffic. Everybody's still quarantined. It's fucking crazy. My only thought is that people have to be indoors. Fucking
They're indoors in tents on the side of the road.
true.
Fucking
Yeah, man.
everywhere.
Yeah.
In places that I never thought I would see homeless
Me
people.
neither.
Sure.
Me neither.
There's a couple homeless people that have been setting up shop.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's for D'Anthony. Yes. Slide that over.
For Dan. Oh.
You want a little
I
white
might as
claw?
well have
There
one.
it
Yeah.
is.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Peer
much.
pressure. We did it. All this
I'll-
talk about
Jessie,
cum.
I'll take one too.
All this talk about ejaculate. Now he needs a clow.
Yeah, you need a little of that jack off juice. Go to
Good
KillcliffCBD.com.
thing they're not a sponsor.
Have you had the CBD from Killcliff?
I have not.
Oh, it's
Thank you.
it's a Moz.
It's the best.
25 milligrams of CBD in every single can. With the promo code Drinkin Bros, you get 20% off and free shipping. That is a big deal. There is no THC in there, so you will not piss hot on a drug test. Fuck, man, we drink a can literally every single night. We're in LA, and I didn't take it with me, and I feel a little off at night. I'm not going to lie. Feel a little off. Go to KillcliffCBD.com today. Promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 20% off and free shipping. Last but not least, we've got GetRoman.com/Drinkin Bros. Get your fucking boner on.
Dick pills.
Yeah, you taking
Nice,
boner
dude.
pills?
No, I haven't.
You should recreationally.
Man.
Recreational?
Like I do it
Best.
before every major meeting I have just to establish dominance. I walk in with a full-on rager.
Yep.
And if anybody says anything about it, I'm like, hey, let's keep it professional.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I take it to establish dominance at a meeting.
Yeah. Why would you not do that? What else does he even use these things for?
Now,
What else do
if
these
you're
sweatpants
in
for?
Hollywood,
boning, bitch.
if you're in Hollywood, chances are you're using GetRoman.com/Drinkin Bros. Hopefully they're above age, like Dan was talking about earlier.
Hey, look, us talking about it, we're not the ones that did it, okay?
Sure.
No, not at all.
Let's
Not at
blame
all.
those guys.
Not at
We're
all.
just making
No.
jokes here.
Did not rape anybody.
I did not rape that woman.
I did not rape.
And again, I just
But
like
I
to-
did take a few flights on the Lolita Express.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
boy.
it was.
fans of the show know that I've been against rape since the very beginning.
Yes. Before it was trendy, you were
Yeah.
against
Yeah,
rape.
before rape was
OG.
trending, you're the anti-rape.
OG.
Yeah,
anti-rape guy, yeah.
I like how Vincent had to look directly in the camera and just say, "No, man, I have never raped anybody. I do not believe in the rapes."
I did not rape.
Go to GetRoman.com/Drinkin Bros today. Free doctor visit. So it's just like 5 questions. That's it. Free shipping in 48 hours. Those boner pills will be in your mailbox like ASAP, dude.
Yeah, you're looking
Go to
at fucking 4 to 5
GetRoman.com.
days, man.
/Drinkin Bros.
You get on and do a quiz, 4 to 5 days later, you're fucking bone hard.
Yeah, dude. That thing is coming out of its skin.
You're walking around downtown LA with fucking gray sweatpants on,
Yeah.
a little fucking
Goddamn
clear.
Like
right.
the homeless
Little
population, you're pitching your own tent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you
whoa,
are.
nice.
Yeah.
Pitch your
Yeah,
own
you
tent. GetRoman.com.
Pitch your own tent. GetRoman.com.
We were talking about SNL earlier.
Yeah.
That audition process. Did they tell you what it is?
I think it's like 3 characters, or it's like, I don't know.
3
if
impressions, 3
it
original
used
characters.
to be that. I think it was like now it's like 5 minutes of just like whatever you can squeeze in.
Really? So
I
who
think. Oh my god, I'm
who is
talking out my ass.
who is your top 3? It's got to be Eminem. It's got to be one.
Yeah,
of them, right?
Eminem. But see, the one thing that's hard is like I guess I could play it, especially like they have to.
Yeah.
Like a lighter
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I could
I'm
play
sorry, are you describing
Whiteface?
Whiteface right now?
I don't know, man.
Is that
Am I
worse?
going to make an apology after this? I feel like everything now is you're gonna have to say sorry for it.
I think because he's got a beard, I think we
he's got
could
a
whiten
beard.
your face up and you're fine. Like,
Yeah,
the
just
same shit.
wear the same fucking sunblock that Mark Zuckerberg was wearing this
Oh,
weekend.
dude.
Yeah, you're
And
fine.
He's pretty thick, dude. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's
got
looking
a-
good.
Wow.
He's looking good.
Quarantine.
Yeah.
Quarantine.
Quarantine got the squat game going.
He's a
Yeah.
He's a billionaire with a fucking probably $100 million gym in his house.
Bezos is on
You know what I mean?
steroids. Why not, dude? Fuck it.
Yeah.
You can beat the world when
Yeah.
you're that rich.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Who's your twosies, threesies, and impressions then? Who you put on that tape?
So I've been like, I think I actually did this one for you last time. They wanted to do political, like they obviously want to gear towards political.
Yes.
Yeah. So I do a little bit of Ben Shapiro here and there. A little bit of Ben.
Do bust out your Ben Shapiro. That'd be a great one for the show.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys are not subscribed to Drinkin Bros is absolute nonsense.
So that's so dude, like, so he's got this like really nasally type
Type
of
of
voice.
voice like this. So it's very direct, very analytical, very brilliant.
So, but yeah, he's just that's one of them that I
Would
like.
you be willing to do that impression
great
in front
one.
of him? Because we can make that happen.
Sure. Yeah. I'd love
Yeah,
to do that.
I think
he'd love
he
it.
would love that.
He's
shit.
actually a really cool guy.
Yeah,
he
I
is
feel like
super
he
cool.
is.
He is.
Yeah. I mean, he gets so
is.
much shit, but I feel like he's such a
Very funny, very
brilliant,
smart.
brilliant fucking guy.
He's
Yeah.
he's like the same as Jordan Peterson in that way. Like
Oh,
a lot
Jordan
of people
Peterson,
fucking
yeah.
a lot of people hate him.
Dude, I
But he's just like
love Jordan
people try
Peterson.
to like drag him into shit. Like you're saying this and this and this. He's like, no.
No, he's like, I've never said that.
He doesn't address
I've
it. He
never
just
said
says,
that.
no, I'm not saying that.
I like how you do Jordan Peterson.
I've
Yeah.
never said that at all.
That's actually really good.
Who's
I've
your
never,
three?
I've never said that.
Who's your number three?
I don't know, man. So like the Ben Shapiro, the Eminem one, and then I don't actually. You think I would know, right? You think I would?
Yeah, because
You're like, yeah, this is what you do.
What about the
so-
Macho Man Randy Savage?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's just pulling it out of my ass.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just got to
yeah,
do
yeah.
cocaine.
Yeah, he's got to do cocaine.
That's not even really an impression. That's just,
coffee.
cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Or like, I just remember in Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bone saw.
Saw.
What a fucking character. You can tell that he, like, imagine him being on set and they're like, okay, we need you to play a wrestler. I got it, bitch. Like, he knew what he was doing that
He's just,
day.
like, over there
You know what I
tear-
mean? Like,
he-
someone was giving him direction. Like, hey, we need you to. He's like, shut up, bitch. You know?
He's over there tearing phone books in half in the corner of the room.
I
Sweating the
read a
whole
book.
time.
I read a book about Savage because I'm a huge
Not
fan.
by Savage though, right?
No.
Because he's not writing
Just
books.
scribble.
Well, he's dead. He's dead. But R.I.P.
Yeah, he's passed.
Obviously R.I.P. But
Yeah.
I read a book about him, and he used to spend hours in front of the mirror, perfecting all of that shit. So if he was
Really?
going on that day, all he would do is do those speeches where he's talking like this all day long. And it was the other wrestlers would kind of pal around and chum around. They were like, dude, he never wanted to fucking hang. All he wanted to do was work on his shit and be this character and everything else. And, he was kind of that dude. And like, he was super jealous of anybody talking to Elizabeth. Like that
Really?
whole shit was real, where it was just
Oh,
like-
really?
Yeah. And
Wow.
he had a feud with like Hulk Hogan for years because he was like, man, you disrespected her at a fucking event, man. And it was just like,
Oh,
no,
interesting.
man. And she couldn't go out of the hotel at certain times. Like it's a weird. His whole life is a weird story. I would love to see it made into a biopic.
I'm pretty
but
sure it will be.
Who would play him in a biopic?
Boy, I'd love to give it a go all juiced up on roids, but it'd be great.
I don't know, who would-
Because
who
those
would
guys were
play?
triple stacking back then.
Yeah, dude.
D-ball, like the hard shit where it was
Sure,
just
yeah.
like, I mean, there's a reason why he died at 52. But some people online right now, because they're making a Hulk Hogan biopic for Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yes, Chris Hemsworth is playing Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
which
Oh.
no, dude.
Is he gonna fucking go bozo ring and
He's got to go. They got to shave it and go bozo ring with a haircut. Like I don't know what they're gonna do. But anyways, in this is Savage. So there has been guesses on who's going to
Oh,
play
really?
Savage. So they're looking around Hollywood right now, and there's a picture online.
maybe John Byrne?
No, it's there's a picture online. This is super disappointing of Zac Efron with a beard, and it looks like he's doing a cycle right now.
Wait, what?
Yes, and so the speculation is, hey man, is he playing Savage and nobody knows about it? Because he looks like he's on like 2 cycles right now. So you're
maybe,
just like,
but
"Very cool."
he's just not. Maybe he looks a lot more gruff in this latest Doc bullshit.
Yeah,
than he
he's
did.
a little bit more loose. in
Yeah,
this one.
he's making his transition into daddyhood at some point.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe.
But I don't know if
I don't
he's
know.
like Randy Savage. That's a very
That's-
not that
that's-
he's not a good actor. He actually is a pretty good
No,
actor.
just even body type. Like
Yeah.
that's a.
Like you got to get fucking
jump.
swole.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got to swole
huge.
as fuck.
At
Like,
least Hemsworth could probably get as big as Hogan. Like I mean, he's been doing steroids for years too, so like, we're fine. All the Hemsworths. Oh, I'm sorry if I fucking burst your bubble with every goddamn Marvel character out there. They're all doing steroids. Every single one of them, dude.
The only
Go down
person,
the line.
the only person in Hollywood to ever admit
Chris
it is
Evans, Momoa,
Oh,
all
yeah,
those
dude.
guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Steroids, brother.
The only person to admit it is Rob McElhenney from
Yes.
fucking It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's just like, you know how to really stay fit? You really got to commit to the program, be diligent, be fucking fit, and go 3 times a week to a doctor and get these testosterone shots. Like that's pretty much. People were asking for the recipe. Like, oh, how'd you get in such a great shape? He's like, I'm rich and I have doctors injecting me with things. That's how I
Yeah.
get in great shape.
Yeah.
You
I
wouldn't
mean,
get-
it's not that difficult because like it was like Chris Pratt, you know? Oh, he really fucking turned his life around. No, he didn't, dude. His doctor did. Fucking juice me up, brother.
if you can
like,
pay
I'm down.
if you could pay $100 to $200 a month and feel like a 25-year-old for the rest of your life, why would you not do that?
I don't know. Like I don't, and I don't understand anyone out there who's like, man, you know what I'd love to feel like is my fucking same old self.
Yeah, I'd love to feel 50.
No,
right now.
dude. Like, I want to go back to fucking 25. Just and go full Kyle.
Yeah,
Monsters drywall.
Sure.
Monsters drywall, and then play Savage, man. Yeah.
We're
That would be
thinking
the
about
best.
making an ode
So
to
you
Kyle.
could do it. Ode to Kyle?
An ode to Kyle in our new studio. I'm going to get like just a flat, like a roll-away wall of drywall, punch a bunch of holes in it, and then steal one of those big fucking fake Monster cans from the gas stations. they have,
Yeah.
Put that up there. And just anytime somebody named Kyle comes in, they can get their picture taken.
They get to punch a hole in the wall. and it's just
Sign-
sign
they
it.
could sign the wall.
Make a hole, man.
Make a fucking hole.
You know who you sounded like right there? You sounded
there?
like fucking Orgasmo, the fucking what's his name? Matt's character. What was his name?
Matt Stone, Trey Parker. Trey
Yeah,
Parker, right?
Matt's
Yeah.
character, the curly hair guy.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Orgasmo from Matt
Orgasmo.
Stone.
Yeah. Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy's like, I don't want to sound queer or nothing. That's who you sounded like right there. It's one of my favorite characters in any movie ever.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I won't
Yeah.
sound queer or nothing, but he says about them
Yes.
throughout the whole thing, right?
The whole goddamn movie. Yeah, it's one of my
That's true.
favorite all-time characters. Maybe you should do that as an impression. No one will know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
Except
thing.
for me.
I love obscure impressions.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
I love
do
yours.
a,
So
Cole
Jordan,
Hauser.
Yeah,
mine's
Cole Hauser. It's
That's
so
my.
good.
It's one of my favorites. Who's your favorite obscure impression?
Actually the one I was going to talk to you about was Jordan Peterson.
Oh, was
Oh,
no
it's
shit.
so good, dude. It's so
Yeah.
yours is really
It's
good.
really good.
I haven't heard
I-
anybody do an impression of it.
Yeah, it's very why should you have the right to say what you want to say in the pursuit of truth? What gives you the right? It's just Kermit the Frog. That's all it is.
Very
Just a
curvy,
little
yeah.
higher pitch.
Yeah, dude, but that's like, dude, I love, like, dude, I'll just watch Jordan Peterson all day, dude. Like, the way he crafts his arguments and just sits there and talks and thinks about things and
Yeah.
articulates and, because people said, like, oh, he's alt-right. He's like, I've never been alt-right. I've never said that. When have I said that? When? So it's just, dude, it's such a fucking weird,
It's a great
Yeah,
one.
when he was on
Bill Maher.
Theo Vaughn's
Oh,
podcast.
Theo Von,
Yeah.
I know about it, but he was just like, Theo was like, dude, so what's it like to be you, bruh?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, well, it's just such a different.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Such
two of
different
them, yeah.
backgrounds.
Man, you ever walk in and you're slapping bodies with your lady?
I was
And you're just
drinking.
like,
I was drinking water out of a hose pipe in front of my house the other day. 3 chickens ran across the yard. Think they were on meth.
Yeah, dude.
And then Jordan
I love him,
Peterson.
dude.
It's like, let's talk about ontology for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
So, social justice. Yeah, I was actually gonna do that one for you guys today. I was like,
Oh.
yeah, I'm gonna do that one. That's an obscure
Well, it
one.
happened
That's a
organically.
great
which
one.
is
Yeah,
the
it
best
happened
way, yeah.
organically.
Have
which
you
is
pitched
perfect.
your managers and agents yet? What your potential, what you think you're gonna do?
I mean, Jordan Peterson's hot right now. You could probably get
Yeah,
slide that
probably.
one
Yeah,
into the lineup.
it could do that. I mean, no, I haven't. I just, we haven't gone down that road yet as far as like submitting for SNL.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it hasn't been on the radar, but I think this year is this next because it just ended. Like
yeah,
submissions
yeah.
for this year.
And I don't know if they're gonna start on time in the fall. Like,
Sure, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
You'll
know.
be
That-
fine.
It was. I think my manager was like, I don't think you should. Why?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
You know.
And you get to keep going until they say no. So like they'll keep asking you for tapes and all
Sure.
that shit for years. And
But
then
yeah.
when they say no, that's it. Like it's finally over.
Because I feel like I could be like a Bill Hader.
Oh,
Like, I
you
feel
would
like I could
you
do
would
that
destroy on
all
that,
day
for
long.
sure. For sure. There's you because there's only a couple people online that I watch and I'm like, these guys are really fucking talented and
Yeah.
they could be huge
Sure.
if given the right platform.
Yeah.
It's you and then there's this white guy that's doing
Trevor Wallace.
he's doing sketches
Trevor
He's
Wallace.
really funny.
on did the one about Rogan.
Oh, dude. I did his podcast yesterday.
What's his name?
Brent Pella.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude,
He's
you
got a
should
show?
have him on the show.
Yeah.
I can get him for you at some point.
He's really
That's
fucking
hilarious.
funny.
He's fucking
So is
hilarious,
Trevor
dude.
Wallace, by the way.
Trevor Wallace is great.
And
Brent Pella
Charlize and all
is,
those guys, they're
I will
fucking
say
hilarious.
this. Brent Pella is literally one of the most underrated content creators out there as far as impressions, sketch writing, and just a fucking great collaborator. Dude.
He's fantastic. And then the last guy was a guy named Steve Emerson that I
Steve
like
Emerson's a wolf of Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
He's slappers only, that guy.
Sure. Yeah, if you need, I could put in touch with both of those guys.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
They're both
They're
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So, like, that's about it. And Brandon Rogers.
Oh, Brandon Rogers.
Brandon,
we love Brandon.
Well, Rocket Rocket's
We all
really
love
good.
Brandon.
They're making
so
a
it's like,
comeback now, too.
it's the four of you guys, and then I'm kind of done with the internet
Sure.
after that.
Interesting.
Like,
Yeah.
the rest of them, I don't get into.
Do you fuck with Kyle? Kyle Dunnigan?
Yeah.
Oh, he's great.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best, dude. Like
Yeah.
his Bill Maher, uncanny. Anyone who has like a perfect impression,
No one does Bill Maher either.
no one. I can't do it, but he does it so good. And I wish we could hear it, but it's so fucking good, dude.
I can't do a Bill Maher. Jonathan Kite has been on the show numerous times. He's great.
He does
Yeah.
a great
He does a
Trump.
bunch of impressions. Yeah.
Very good.
Well,
Trump.
There was a
That's-
guy the other day who went viral on Drudge Report, and it was called the world's best Donald Trump impression. And the guy is not a comedian or anything. He's just a fucking normal dude.
Is it a white dude with like kind of big ears?
Yeah.
He does an Obama impression as well.
Oh, so
he's
that
all
guy's
over the place.
on
He's
TikTok.
funny as shit, yeah.
So
Oh, he is?
He does
Yeah,
his
he's
name
really
is
good.
He
I forget.
just looks like a dad.
Yeah, he does Obama. His Obama's
He does a really good Obama.
His Obama's better than his
Trump.
Trump.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. Donald, I cannot do it. It's so perfect.
It's the cadence. I mean, that's the most important thing with Obama.
God, I wish I
is
could-
Yeah.
The uhs and ahs.
I'll
and shit.
tell you a fucking crazy insider SNL story. You want to talk about race and all the bullshit that's going on today of like, remember Fallon apologized for the blackface and everything?
Yeah.
In 2008, because that's like I started like my first years that I was up for that show, they were looking for presidential, like anytime there's an election, that is their biggest season, right? So they're looking for people. They were trying to find an Obama. And in their casting, they just said it didn't matter if you were white. And I was like, oh, all right. So genuinely, like people started to go home and start
When was this?
working
Like
on Obama.
2012?
No, 2008.
Oh, the first one.
The first one, yeah. So 2008, they started looking for Obamas, and it kept going, and again, it said doesn't matter if you're black, you can be white and still do this or whatever. And I was like, that's weird. So I got a call, and my manager was like, hey man, just start working on an Obama, and it felt super awkward, you
No
know?
fucking
yeah.
way,
You know,
dude.
because you start doing it, and you're like, oh, I'm definitely not a black guy. What are they going to do with this? You know, because it's you know, Obama is very like.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring to the point. And
I got a lot of.
I mean, Chappelle did Black Bush, so maybe you could do white Obama.
Well, so here's what
but
happens.
how much whiter could Obama get? That's the
So-
real question.
Here's what happens. So do you know Key and Peele, right?
Yeah.
He does a perfect. Fuck, it's Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele, yeah, he does
does
a great one. Yeah.
perfect Obama.
Yeah.
Perfect Obama.
And their sketch around the fucking anger translator.
And he didn't get
is
on.
So good.
He didn't get it. He didn't get on.
No,
yeah.
he didn't, yeah.
So what they did was they took Fred Armisen, who's white, and they colored him up. If you go back and look at the sketches, it's Fred
Really?
Armisen playing Obama for like 3 years.
Isn't he
Wow.
like
Nobody said shit
isn't
about
he
that.
Latino or some shit?
He's
though?
yeah, partially.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But they still had to put a little makeup on him, and he ended up
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
Obama for like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
But he was already on the show, and it was weird. Of like, man, why does Fallon have to go back and apologize
Sure.
after like? I mean, you clearly said in this casting, doesn't have to be black
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
Obama.
That's
Could you
funny.
imagine that happen in today's?
Oh no.
Well, it wasn't
man.
that
Not a
long ago.
prayer.
Like 2015 was when Tina faced that she would never apologize for the blackface that's been
And then
in
she
30 Rock.
apologized. Yeah.
Then she
Yeah,
took
yeah.
down the episodes and apologized, like 4 episodes. in.
Sure. And yeah, they took down some Office episodes too. Like
Yeah, the
The-
one with
it was like the
not Krampus. What was it called? Belschnuckle.
um.
At the end, at season 9.
Oh yeah.
That's one where homeboy Nate showed up in blackface or whatever the fuck.
And then there's the racism or like the racist workshop that they had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the first episode?
It was one of them.
Like where fucking
yeah, Dwight has the thing on his
Yeah.
thing that says Asian.
Oh, yeah,
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 and
he
then
goes-
fucking Michael at the end of the episode is standing outside the conference room door looking at Mindy Kaling, and he's like, "Try my googie googie."
Oh,
And she
yeah,
slaps him.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's episode 1.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right.
So they had to take down episode 1 of the goddamn Office. That's
Yeah.
why fucking Ricky Gervais was so mad this year at all the award shows.
Oh,
Fuck, was that this year?
That was this
Yeah.
year.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was great.
Go back through all
Go
the shit
back.
that's happened this year.
Thank you,
it's
fucking
wild as
God.
fuck.
Thank you, Agent, and fuck off.
He's
Great. Absolutely
he's the
amazing.
best.
It feels like 100 years ago. So does the
Yeah.
impeachment.
You know, Ricky Gervais
Yeah.
might be that guy. Like, we've been talking recently about, there's a lot of people on the right, like Dave Rubin, Jordan Peterson, and I don't know if I would say Jordan Peterson's on the right necessarily. But
I think he's like he's a scientist. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's
I agree,
he's
yeah.
objective.
Yeah,
he looks
but
at everything. up
he
here.
does fall in a lot of ways on the conservative side, at least because the left side is so authoritarian in how they try to control language that way. I think it's just a consequence of that. But anyways, there's Dave Rubin, there's Sam Harris, there's Ben Shapiro. There's a lot of really thoughtful, intelligent people on the right that can have normal human being conversations in public and make points. Shapiro's done a pretty good job, in my opinion, of criticizing Trump when he's fucked up, so he
Yeah.
hasn't like towed the party line. I don't know who that person is on the left. We've been talking about this for days now, trying to figure out
Oh, I
who
see
it
what you're
could
saying.
be.
So
like who's the center
not
left
bipartisan,
person?
but just someone who can
Crossover.
who can
Yeah.
actually have
a
fucking
dialogue.
conversation.
Yeah.
Like maybe Gervais is one of those guys, but he's not going to sink to that now.
maybe.
He's rich.
He he's done a podcast in the past. And he's great. Like, he's the best, but he can still do TV shows and all that other shit. And like,
Sure.
And how much money has he made off the fucking Office?
well,
That
that's the
dude
thing.
Never
Oh,
has to
yeah.
work
He
again.
admits it. He says, "Look, man, I am rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Therefore, I only want to do like 7 or 8 shows of something and then just kind of move on.
Yeah.
Where no one else can get away with that.
Afterlife
but he
is
can get
pretty
away
good.
with it.
Yeah.
Have you seen Afterlife, his new show?
No, I haven't seen Afterlife.
It's really good.
I saw the one where he was kind of retarded.
I don't remember that one. Is that every other?
He had
show
like
he's
an
been in?
accent and like the alfalfa type of deal,
I
and
have no idea what
it
you're
was
talking about.
super serious. And I was
I have
just
no
like,
idea.
man, I couldn't get into it. It was kind of a drama.
No, this
Really?
Afterlife, he is just like an angry version of Ricky Gervais the whole time, but also very thoughtful. So there's like nice moments, but it's mostly him fucking just laying into people, and it's hilarious.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'll
it's-
check it
it's
out.
Perfect, Ricky Gervais.
The one before it was the one where he played kind of this like autistic type of dude.
Really?
Yeah, it was strange.
Did he go full R? Did he go full retard?
It appears. I wish we could bring up a photo of it now, but it'd be great. We get enough going on here. at
But
this
you-
airport,
We got
You-
enough. We're good.
You live out here in Hollywood. You fucking keep up with shit. I'm wondering if you have any ideas on anybody on the left that's like center left that can actually have a conversation with other people regardless of what they believe. Like an honest, genuine conversation. Admit when their side's fucked up and admit when the other side is right. That's what I look for in anybody.
Sure. I don't necessarily know, man. Like a lot of the stuff that I listen to is center or like a little bit like Ben Shapiro. I like or Jordan Peterson. I love Jordan Peterson.
I like data, science. Give me science.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you can't back up what you're saying,
Sure,
your opinions
exactly.
don't mean shit to me.
But I don't know who on the left could be.
Who is it? Like I thought for a long time it was kind of Bill Maher, but he has just become he's just being a provocateur to sell ad space at this point. It's very
Sure.
clear. He doesn't give a fuck about any of this shit that's going on. He's rich.
You know what?
Just
That
selling ad space.
I could say that could have been Bill Maher maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 10
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago, yeah, for sure. But now
Derek, by the way, is the name of the show.
like, Derek.
I'm going to show you a picture. That face just gets stuck in your mind of Ricky Gervais. So
now.
you're just like,
Yeah, that's horrifying.
hey, man.
He looks like if Hitler had, instead of painted as a child, ate the paint chips.
Yeah, so he was playing this character. So this is
Paint
one of
chip
the,
Hitler.
the still
Paint chip
shots from
Hitler,
the show.
hell yeah.
And I was
Sounds
like,
like a crime fighter.
Imagine
Yeah.
there's a new white supremacist group in America, but they only follow the paint chip Hitler guy. Like they're all eating paint chips and shit all day. Like, yeah, my IQ's going down by the minute, brother. Hell yeah. We're going to get there. Racial purity, brother. Hell yeah. I don't know where any of that came from.
I almost spit out my damn White Claw.
Sorry about
yeah, we're gonna get a hard call from Vincent's lawyer after the show.
that. You cannot
Hey,
air this.
guys.
So can you take down marker 01 to 130?
Yeah, all of it, please.
Episode 673. Can you have that removed from your entire catalog? Because it is going to get my client canceled.
Yeah, I
but I can tell you what you're going to get on that SNL tape, by the way. Your manager's going to look at your impressions and go, no.
Yeah.
He'll take out the most obscure one and be like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that real though? If you could
is.
do,
real.
well, when I say is it real, is that an effective way to go about it? Because if you could do, like you said, if you do something that nobody else does and you do it very, very well, people have made careers off of that
Sure.
shit. in
That's
the
what I
past.
think. But the general response is no one knows who that is. It is super funny to you and your friends.
Yeah.
the Gen Pop out there will not get it. So stop.
Does
doing
anybody
it.
not know who Jordan Peterson is though?
I feel like people do. I mean, it's not necessarily obscure, but I definitely don't see people doing him.
That motherfucker.
No,
You know what I
I've
mean?
never. You're the first person I've heard, which is
He's
amazing.
He's
It's amazing.
sold like 4 million books at this point. That is
Oh,
a
dude, yeah,
lot.
He's fine.
of
He's
books.
so, no,
He's
not
fine.
his live shows, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Like people, what I'm saying is people know who he is at this
Of
point,
course,
right? You would
yeah.
think.
I think so. Yeah. Anybody
know,
else you've
though.
been working on recently that you're like, all right, I think this would be a good one for the time period right now.
I mean,
because I talked to a few comedian friends who are trying to come up with different impressions for things. People are trying to do a Joe Rogan.
dude, no one. So my buddy, Brent, who did the video with Joe Rogan, it's so good. It's so.
He does
funny,
it
dude.
Rogan.
He does a Rogan.
He does a
I've-
Rogan.
I've never
Yo,
heard a
it's-
good one.
He's
see
the
good-
only one, I
Whoa.
think. Yeah.
Whoa, dude! It's the way he does it, dude. It's so.
Now tell
funny.
me about how you.
It's like, tell me
yeah.
about. I can't
Yeah.
do it, but he does it so well. And even when he was doing his podcast yesterday, he would slip into Joe Rogan a little bit, just because like I was like, dude, you're doing Joe Rogan. He's like, ah, shit, yeah, I guess I am. But dude, it's so uncanny. And I think that video did like 4 mil on Facebook, or something like that.
It was
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
it was
it's-
fucking huge.
Yeah. So I think
Because when it's like we were talking about, if you tap into somebody that nobody else has done before,
Yeah.
you kind of win.
Yeah.
Like you're the first one there, and then you win after that.
Especially if you truly perfected it.
Yeah.
he was telling me that he got death threats from people, like the hardcore Joe Rogan
Broganites.
fans.
Yeah.
They're called Broganites.
Yeah, so like that has a picture of him on the, and like,
Yeah.
dude, like
They're getting
he- yeah,
tattoos
he
of
was
his
saying-
face on their body. And
Yeah,
shit.
he was saying that he was getting death threats, like, hey, like if I see you, I'm gonna stomp your face in or whatever. Like just a bunch of
Really?
yeah.
Because he's not like that in real life. He didn't give a shit.
No, Joe Rogan. Joe, I think would be like, oh, that's cool.
Joe loves
Yeah.
that shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Rogan's just a dude. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He doesn't give a shit. I don't think.
No.
But like if so Andrew Schultz, you know Andrew Schultz?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the best at crowd work in the game today.
So I
Dan's
think
a gigantic fan
I
of
love
Andrew
him and
Schultz.
him and fucking
Dude.
Steve Byrne are my two favorite comedians.
I think have you watched his shows, like his news kind of
Oh yeah,
coverage
I
shows?
watched all of them.
yeah.
And I watched
Phenomenal.
I watched the Brilliant Idiots. I just have to. I want to get the raw audio so I can turn Charlemagne the God completely off. Because no one needs to hear anything that piece of shit says.
Post
Yeah.
Malone's trash.
God damn it. That was the worst interview of all time.
Yeah,
That
you're trash. You're trash.
I
He's
felt
like- he's
so awkward
Yeah,
watching that
dude.
interview with
When
Post
he was
Malone.
just like, so what you name Post Malone from? Post Malone, what's that from? And he
Yeah.
was just like, Post, is I think it's his middle name or something like that, or like his.
it was
No, he
just
put it into
a,
and
then he's like,
a
I
rap
just-
generator.
Yeah, I
Rap
just
generator.
made
His name is
Malone,
Austin
made
Post.
Malone up. He goes, man, it's just so trash, man. It's trash.
Yeah.
He said, called him trash, dude. I was like,
Called him trash, and then he asked him what he'd done for the black community. What have you done for the black community? Post Malone's like, what do you mean?
What have you done for the black community?
Yeah,
Charlemagne the
yeah.
God?
I mean, it was
Except for
super
fucking
awkward.
agree that fucking Jews aren't real Jews.
So the
Shut
beauty
fuck
of it
up.
is, Post Malone blows up. Charlemagne the God has to fucking eat his words essentially, and you think you're like, all right, cool. Post Malone's going back on the show. Maybe he's gonna apologize or whatever. No. Second interview was just as awkward. Where you were just like, God damn, what the fuck is the problem here?
yeah. I think 6ix9ine had a better interview than fucking Post
You
Malone.
want to talk
dude.
about a guy who doesn't give a shit, dude? That would be. By the way, you do that for SNL, you're on tomorrow.
Yeah,
Are you aware of his numbers on social media?
I know.
If you did Tekashi 6ix9ine, that would be it. And you
got-
have the skin tone to do
you
it.
have the hue. You have the hue.
That's 50% right there.
Yeah.
It is.
Now all you got to do is fucking growl.
No,
and
that's
scream.
100%, dude. You can't, dude. The guy from Family Guy stepped down, Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
Cleveland
yeah,
no more.
Imagine
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
got-
You've been doing that impression for years.
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, sign me up. I'll do that shit. I'll give a shit. You know what I mean?
Seth
If you want
MacFarlane, if
someone
you're out
with
there,
the
brother, you
ethnic
got
ambiguousness, I got you, player.
Like easy. And it's great.
Easy.
And it's funny. It's like I don't think Cleveland really had a. It wasn't a stereotypical. Can I say that? It's not a stereotypical.
No, it was
voice.
just like
It was just this guy
it was
right
kind of
here.
a,
I don't know.
Like, it was kind
I
of like
thought it was a white southerner.
middle-aged hillbilly. That's what I get out of it.
Yeah.
Like somebody from the holler from Kentucky or some shit.
Sure.
That's what I
Yeah.
get. Not.
Sure,
I don't. He's not like fucking talking like what's the one you always do? Something Jackson, the Reverend Elijah Muhammad. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So whenever I want to make someone super uncomfortable, like they'll just ask me a question, somebody who's like kind of timid or shy. They'll
Yeah.
be like, what do you think of LA? How's the weather and everything treating you? Is your flight okay? I'll be like, well, according to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, weather's not really a thing. And it's always the same thing. We're like, oh, Jesus Christ. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just.
Then there's the
I'm a horrible
voice
person.
from Pool Boy. What's the dude's name that was one of your co-stars in Pool Boy, the black dude?
Mark.
He's in Not Another Teen Movie and a bunch of other shit.
Oh, Dion Richmond.
Yeah, Dean Richmond. Every third line that he had, it was a voiceover of Ross, just in like the most fucked up stereotypical
The most
voice.
stereotypical black voice of all time. Yeah.
But he's just like,
Hey, man. So if you watch that movie, every voiceover in there is like 15 of those where it was just like, man, we gonna go to the pool this summer, and like every single thing. So we did it for every single character, and it was hilarious. There's no way that movie could get made today.
Oh yeah, there's. I watched Rush Hour the other day.
Yeah,
dude, man, y'all look alike. I was like, whoa, shit, you can't say that, dude. Fucking Chris Tucker, y'all look alike, man. And I was like, whoa,
yeah,
you cannot do that.
weren't they making a new Friday? What happened with that?
Oh, I can't remember.
Did COVID shut it down or something?
No,
It was in production.
I think Friday was on. They were trying to do it back and forth. Ice Cube was trying to negotiate with somebody, and then JD died with Witherspoon. Not JD, excuse me. Witherspoon.
Yeah, he died.
JD's his son.
That's
Sorry, I
true,
know his
yeah.
son. Yeah. So
That guy's a
passed
fucking
away.
legend.
Yeah,
by the
passed
way.
away.
Holy shit.
And then that obviously delayed things.
Yeah.
So it's been on the back burner for a long time. I know that Friday has been on the back burner for a while.
Yeah.
For a while. They've been trying to do it for.
I'd like to see it, even though I would. It's hard to spend money on something that Ice Cube did at this point because he's like a fucking anti-Jew guy too. Apparently,
he always has been.
for the last
It's not
25
new.
years.
Like this shit isn't new. Like he's
That whole
always,
black Israelite thing, not to draw you into a bunch of political shit while you're standing next to me. By the way, he endorses everything I say.
I endorse everything he's saying. Except
every
for the-
hot button issue. You're just sitting right next to Vincent.
It's like,
Vincent's
yeah,
like,
and Vincent, and Vincent, he supports everything I say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a fucking handheld mic with a fucking flag on it that just says Drinkin Bros, and I'm gonna just walk up to celebrities and be like, "Hey, how do you feel about the fact that Chinese people all look alike?"
Yeah, and see what happens there. Oh my God, you can't say that.
Oh, like
Yeah.
I didn't say you did. I asked you how you felt about that opinion. I don't believe.
I don't
that.
I don't
believe
believe
in
that.
that.
That's
Yeah.
You said that.
You definitely
Piece
do
of
that.
shit. Get
You
the
said
fuck
that.
out of here.
Get the fuck
You
out of
heard
this
it here.
interview.
Katie Couric hates Asians, folks. You heard it here. Sue
Why
me.
Katie Couric?
I don't know. No idea.
I want to see you do Tekashi, by the way. Now that
would
it's in
be
my
good.
mind, you
Yo.
get it. I want to see you.
If you can do the fucking Eminem growl voice, you could do Tekashi.
you could do
probably.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I can do him screaming like.
He's famous enough that like that would
Yeah.
crush, dude.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
really half of that is just the makeup. It's the fucking
Yeah, yeah,
tattoos
yeah. I
that
think-
people are gonna know.
So he's from like what, New York, yeah?
Yeah.
Treyway.
got a
Just say
hard-
Treyway a lot.
He's got a hard, a very like a Brooklyn style accent, right?
Mhm.
Like very, or Queens.
Yeah.
From Queens.
But it's fake. It sounds not fake. It sounds like he's
Like
overdoing it on
he
purpose.
says billboard instead of billboard.
Boyd.
Like he'll say like, I don't know. I gotta do some.
I'll play
Yeah.
it. Here, let's see.
Yeah.
I feel like you could do that one for sure.
I could do that, but I'd kill my throat.
You
Gobble,
can do
gobble,
this
wobble, wobble.
Like
Gobble, gobble, wobble, wobble.
do a sketch where you're trying to order at a Taco Bell drive-through using that voice. I would watch
Bro,
that.
you would kill at that.
Double. What?
Yeah.
Double cheeseburger with some thick thighs.
With some thick fries.
Thick fries. Yeah. That's easy.
If you bring them out small, that'll be my dick size. You know, you can just really fucking
Drumstick,
boot
boneless,
it up.
some thick thighs.
Dude, you could do
All
that.
right,
one.
man. We'll write
That's the
sketches.
challenge. That's the
It's a
challenge.
challenge.
Come back with a Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I come back as Tekashi 6ix9ine. I'm so
Yeah.
into the
It'd be
character.
great, dude, with
Then
an
you really
anklet on
lean
and
into it.
ankle bracelet.
You get the real tattoos and then show up at SNL. Like,
Yeah.
I got these fucking tattoos. I'm sleeping outside your fucking house, Lauren. Just show up with a tent. Like, hey, I fucking sold my house. I'm sleeping outside of your house until I get
I'm
hired.
ready to do it.
Yeah.
I got 6ix9ine tatted on my forehead.
Dude, did you know that Dr. Evil was actually a Lorne Michaels impression?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I think it was Dana Carvey's impression
Right,
of
yeah.
Dana Carvey's impression of Lorne Michaels, and then
Michael Myers
Mike
picked it up,
Myers
yeah.
did that.
That's
and,
really
and
funny.
the first time that Dana Carvey saw that was at the movie. He's like,
I
interesting.
I love hearing some of the stories of people's particularly famous people's fucking interaction with Lorne Michael during the interview process. Like Hannibal Buress's thing is really funny. He did something like after he became a writer, he pitched something that was just totally retarded. Like it was a dumb. And he admits he was like, "This is the dumbest shit I've ever done in my fucking life."
Yeah.
And he's like, Lauren Michael just sits there. Lauren Michael watches the whole thing, just sits there quietly, and Hannibal walks up to him, and he's just like, "Well, that was intellectually something." Or what did he say? Ambitious. He was like, "That was creatively ambitious." Like he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "That was creatively ambitious." And he's like, "Good feedback, thanks, Lauren."
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what to. You don't always have to be positive. You can tell me it's a piece of shit if you need to.
Nah.
It's fine. You're Lauren Michael for.
It
Christ's
happens
sake.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Luckily, it hasn't happened today. Vincent Marcus, you're one of the best in the business.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you on social media?
Vincent Marcus. Just add Vincent Marcus on everything. And if I still have a career after this episode, you can follow me. You can follow me there. We can chat.
When are you coming back on America's Got Talents?
So that is kind of up in the air right now.
Because of COVID?
Yeah, and there's a
Gotcha.
lot that I can't say on camera.
Okay.
Because if it didn't happen on the show, it hasn't happened, right?
Right.
Correct.
In real life.
Correct.
So,
and this is live. This is live right now in front of
Yes,
everyone.
so I can't. I'm not. Oh, this is live.
It is, yeah.
Oh, great. I'm done. I'm done.
The name of this episode is Vincent Marcus is canceled.
Yeah. Vincent Marcus is canceled.
No, for the record, we're the dirtbags. Vincent is a great human being in real life. And then Dan obviously sleeps with dead people. So
Sleeps. Yeah, he's a
No,
necrophiliac.
yeah,
and,
that's fine.
A
That's fine.
slumberphiliac.
Oh.
Slumber, that's all it is.
Is that a thing? Slumber feelings?
No, but
I
it is
just made it
now.
up right
it is
now.
now.
But
And we're
also,
stealing it and
you're
putting it
the
on T-shirts.
Yeah,
the
that's
first-
going on T-shirts, brother.
Okay,
Yeah.
just, you know,
Ghostbad.com/slumber feelings.
zombies.
The
yeah, dude,
zombie
just,
cuddle.
Just a little tenner on the top for the
Yeah.
royalties. You know.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
peel you
10%
off.
10%.
Yeah, don't worry about
Of
it.
course. But seriously, go follow Vincent Marcus, one of the funniest dudes on the planet. OG on the show. You've been on a million times, and hopefully you're on a million more. We're a big fan. It's awesome to see your success, and it was great to see on America's Got Talent.
Cool.
I hope you win the whole fucking thing, man. It'd
Thank
be
you,
awesome.
man.
It'd be awesome. For D'Anthony Hollaway, Vincent Marcus, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin Bros. Good night.